presents the TUBCAST.
Welcome all to the TUBCAST. Baby, it's cold outside, but it's warm in my heart and also in my creepy room I lock you in. Welcome all to the TUBCAST. My name is Eric. As always, I'm joined by Kyle.
Hello.
And confounded Jeremy.
Hi.
And Nathan.
That's me.
And, you know, Kuipers is back there steering the boat.
Jeremy, you need to get rid of that candy cane.
Why?
Because you can't have candy canes anymore, apparently, because they represent Jesus because they're in the shape of a J.
Okay.
Well, why can't
There's
you have
so
them?
many
I
different...
thought they represented.
You haven't even
sheep
finished, and I already
herder.
want to criticize you.
I thought they were a shepherd's cane.
No, they represent
And why
Jesus because they're the shape of a J.
Why do you have to get rid of it? Because it represents
No.
Jesus. Do you have something against Jesus?
No.
Omaha does.
No.
Wow.
What, really?
You're
Yeah.
all wrong.
Why? We're in Omaha.
I know.
Why do they don't
They've,
like...
A
they've
handy
like
way to
banned
hold
them.
your
A
candy
school
up in the
principal
air.
tried to ban candy canes.
Oh, really? In
Yeah.
Omaha?
Yeah, because they were in the shape of a J.
That principal's an idiot.
Hey, does he go to a store where everything is upside down on the
I don't know.
shelves?
I was like, it's called a cane. I mean, and when one of my friends told me about this, I was like, it's called a candy cane. Who holds their cane upside down in the shape of a J?
Jesus.
Hey, Kyle, why are you getting...
Jesus.
Why are
He's
you
the good shepherd because he walks with his cane upside down.
Hey, Kyle, why are you getting ads about painful sex?
I have no idea. That has to
Okay.
do with menopause.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm getting menopause.
Are they to alleviate painful sex, or are they advertising painful sex?
I don't have either.
You know, if you know how to do one,
I don't have either.
Merry Christmas.
if you know how to do one, you can do the other.
Oh.
I don't eat candy canes because they stand for Jenna-pause.
No, but it was in Elkhorn that
Well,
they
no wonder.
consider Santa Claus and Christmas trees to be secular and seasonal symbols that are permitted for display in the classrooms.
Permitted?
But because historically the shape is a J for Jesus, the red in the lines of a candy cane
What?
are for the blood of Christ, and the white is a symbol of his resurrection.
Did they
Okay.
read this in their Sunday sermon, like
I don't
pamphlet
know.
or something?
I have heard this a lot growing up. It's false.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
But it helps indoctrinate
It's
children.
red and white because it's peppermint, just like
Mine's-
those.
Why
mixed-
do you sound like
Red,
how Eric
green,
thinks
and
I
pink.
sound?
Well, how does he think you sound?
I don't think he sounds like anything
What
but
did I do
Nathan.
wrong? What did I say wrong? I'm totally lost right now.
I'm just saying the whole they're trying to indoctrinate children. That's
well, they
how
are. That's how religion works, and you know I'm for it in some respects, but that's beside the point. That's
Wait,
still how,
you're for
that's
what?
How, that's how kids like the same football team as their parents
Yeah.
or their boyfriend if it changes because of that. You know.
Why do they like the same boyfriend their parents like?
Yeah, I
That
didn't
raises
change football
questions.
teams for my
No,
boyfriend.
the same football team. You know, Jeremy, you bring up an interesting subject.
We only like what we've been taught.
I know, but I was talking to someone about this earlier this week about how like so many times we are products of our own circle of influence.
Absolutely.
That we but I mean that's a kind of
That's
an
all
obvious
we are.
statement. That's an
Yeah.
obvious statement, but let me finish. But it's like in a kind of an unassuming way though, I think. You know like your friend who has very I wouldn't say like harsh opinions, but like his opinions are kind of there. Like you are very aware of them. And then he meets someone. And then suddenly as he dates this person, his opinions start to change a lot.
Okay,
you know?
which of us is he talking about?
None of you. But then it's like and then like later on you start to hear them say things and you're just like that's not like you're ever been your opinion and now suddenly that's your opinion.
Well,
and
yeah.
it's like it's so weird, right? And but people it's hard for us like it happens to all of us to a certain extent, right? It's always there. But it's hard for us to admit it, right? Because we're in a weird way you're defending your partner in a weird way. Like because maybe at first like you meet them and you don't agree with them.
Right.
And then over time that starts to develop and you're like, "Oh, okay, well I understand their perspective on this now. You know, like everything's about perspective, right? So it's like,
Yep.
okay, I kind of understand their perspective now. And then eventually, it's like you're almost defending their stance on something to others just in defense of them because of your your
Oh,
love for
absolutely.
them. And it's this weird thing where you get caught up in it, and then before you know it, you don't even remember what your opinion was because it's just this thing, this weird amalgamation of
So
human law.
no one has their own opinions because we've just gathered other people's opinions.
Well,
that
they
are
do,
around
but
us.
it's based on the limited exposure they've had to other differing opinions.
I mean, sure, but you both said the same things in your
Yep.
Kyle's way and in Jeremy's way. That's fine.
One was right.
Nope. They're
Thank you.
I
I
mean,
know
you're
I'm
both
right.
right because it's the same thing you just said.
Yeah, but Jeremy's more
If
right.
they were the same thing, then only one of them was
I think
right.
you got the
because
first half of that word
They're
right.
the same. Which means they're one.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just weird though because
Math.
we can't be like critics of ourselves very well in a let's say constructive or maybe even critical way. We can be like very hurtful and mean to ourselves, but it's harder for us to be like constructively critical, like in a way that's like benefiting us. We're just
That's
like
because
more.
we have no other view to see it from.
But it sucks because like if you're voicing an opinion of someone you care like you love, and it's like they've swayed you, right? But maybe that opinion's bad for you, like right? Like maybe
Right.
that's not a good opinion for you to have. And then you're like voicing that all the time. You could still at the same time look in the mirror and be like, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm stupid, but still like still die on that hill of this opinion. And if someone came to you and said, like, they aren't even talking about these things that you hate yourself for, but they're trying to change your opinion on this one thing, you're not going to let that go because it's really not your opinion. You're defending this thing. You're carrying this like torch for your loved one. And it's this weird thing, and you're not willing to admit it, and you're not willing to like.
Is there something you need to tell us, Eric?
No, something I've just noticed lately. It's just it's kind of been bothering me because I just like have noticed it in different circles of my life, and I'm like,
Yeah, but
and I'm not saying it's all bad, but it's like one of the most sacred things for people. Like that
it
opinion.
kind of is what it is. There's really how do you fix that?
Well, I'm just saying
think
that
it can be fixed
that
or should
opinion
be.
is like a sacred opinion to you that is not allowed to be broached by other people. Like you'll open yourself up to other things and allow yourself to be maybe like hurt by it or even consider like changing. But there's these certain things that you carry that you just you hold them in this like hard case because you don't want. Because you're scared that if you change that, like you're hurting the person you care about, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
it's this weird thing that I think all humans to a certain extent do that, and I don't know. It's just a weird thing that and maybe it's obvious to people, and it just kind of became more evident to me recently, but I don't know. It's just a weird thing. I think it's a good thing to think about though, because maybe it gives people a chance to like analyze those thoughts that they've had and like the stances that they take, and like why am I?
But it's so hard to admit when
why-
you're wrong, especially when you've fought
Oh, I
for
know,
something
and then
for
that's
so
the worst
long.
part. Then that's even the worst part because now
Yeah.
you got a double whammy. You lose the respect of the person you care for because you changed your opinion, and then you also like have to deal with people being like, "I told you so." Like you have like that double
I tell
whammy.
people that
of-
too much.
Yeah, well,
I should stop that.
it's always hurtful, especially
that's
because
what I
the "I
mean.
told you so" thing, that argument, that whole thing is like. You definitely knew it already, right? Like you're already
Right.
beating yourself up. So like getting that extra layer of "I told you
Doesn't
so"
help.
does not make anything better at all.
Well, and it kind of fits in with. I mean, it's very obvious today with political opinions.
Oh, I know.
Like that-
and I think that's a part of what I see.
Yeah, and I mean
Politics
that's
suck.
just like the one that's the most
Like,
that's easiest to identify.
I don't
that
remember
and be
this
like,
person being so anti-immigrant.
Right?
Weird.
But, like,
they started
suddenly-
dating this person who was very anti-immigrant.
Yeah.
And it's just a weird thing.
Just the illegal ones. Just saying.
I mean, okay, well, I'm not going to go there. But
I'm sorry. I was trying to pull you down the rabbit hole. It didn't work.
I think, yeah, I think. I mean, if we're going to talk about, if you're going to pull me down that rabbit hole, there's a difference between being someone who thinks that we should strive to follow our laws that we have in place, and then a person who is incapable of seeing that human as a person and another
Right.
human being, and then they just are anti-people at that point. They're not anti-illegal immigrant. They're anti
Everyone except themselves.
Yes, and it's like there's a difference there. I mean, there's so many cases of children that are in immigration court who can't or even immigrants themselves who can't understand the law, and there's nobody helping them, and they just keep getting cycled through the system, and they get bussed all over the country. They get bussed out of the country, and then somehow they end up back here, and then like the whole system is so busted, and then you just have people using it as a political platform to sway a vote for them, and then you just get people yelling about something that they don't even understand or haven't taken 5 minutes to.
See, that's what it's all really about, right? It's about getting reelected or getting elected. And that's what people, I think, don't understand about politics enough. It's like most politicians don't care about what they say.
You mean like
they
the
care
fact
that you care about what they say.
Yeah, the fact that politics is just basically people that manipulate other people. Because you want to get yourself into the office, so you're going to tell people that you're going to do this or do that or whatever that gets you in.
Yeah, and I think the scary thing for a lot of people with Trump was that he was saying things that are like maybe a little harsh, and people were getting really excited about it. You know, like the whole like all immigrants are rapists and things like that. You know, like and to watch like a whole group of people go, yeah, woohoo, like start hooting and hollering about that, and it's like
I'm pretty sure he didn't say all.
No, whatever he said.
I'm just
but still
throwing that out there.
But I mean, I mean,
He did speak very broadly.
The implication was that a high
whatever he
portion
said.
of them was.
But to see,
yes.
but that's like, I mean, we might as well get excited because we have neighbors that are rapists. Like, I mean, it's like that. I mean, it's just such a broad thing.
That is a difficult sentence to hear.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna sit there and cheer for someone who's telling you that, like, this certain group of people are rapists, well then, like, yeah, but there are people who are terrible right next door to you.
Go find that website
Like-
that'll show you who's living next door.
I'm not saying everybody's neighbors are rapists, but I'm just saying, like, there are bad people all around us. So to try to single out some group of people as a bad person just because they're from a different country is insane. Like,
Teddy's in the chat, and here goes Jeremy defending Trump. Shake my head.
See, that's the worst, too, because I get that all the time, especially on social media, where people are like, oh, you love Trump because you're defending him. I'm like, no, I'm trying to defend the reality of a thing. Not like people on both sides of any of these arguments, they say things that are untrue. And it's the untruth that I'm trying to argue against.
Yeah,
it's
well,
not
I know,
one
well,
side or the other, and I get categorized
Can I
because of it.
explain your lot, though, in life? Can I explain it? And then you tell me if I'm wrong.
Go for it.
Okay, this is what I think
He's
you do.
probably gonna be
because
right.
I'm kind of like you. I'm kind of like you in that aspect, where when I see someone saying things that are okay, this is going to be really hard to unpack. So let me do my best. There are multiple types of people out there, right? So there's the person who is party line only, right? I vote my party line.
Yeah, it means nothing other than that.
I stand by this no matter what. This is what I do. And so when they get into a debate with somebody, they're unwilling to, like, unflinchingly, they will defend their party line.
And attack the other.
Yeah. No matter what, even if they're wrong, they don't care. And so I think you're like me, who like I kind of like, I see good on both sides of the party lines, you know, and like whatever I see is something I like here, something I like there. But like when I see something is obviously a lie, I will fight for even if I don't really like the person.
Exactly.
I'll fight for him because I'm like, you're being an idiot right now and just spreading misinformation. So I am going to argue with you just to prove my
But
point.
people don't understand that they're actually hurting their position. They're not winning people by doing that. They're actually hurting. They're making them themselves look like idiots.
Yeah, on both sides though.
Yeah, that's
Both
what I
sides of the
mean. That's what I
argument.
mean. That's why I'm one of those guys who I'll argue against both sides when they're being complete idiots and arguing like untrue statements.
Yeah.
Like it's not that I don't agree that you think Trump is a terrible person for a lot of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But if something's untrue, I'm gonna tell you you're wrong.
Yeah. And I think, And I mean, but there's
I
also
mean, Hillary Clinton doesn't smell like sulfur all the time. Just saying.
all the time.
Only when she's in
Well,
the
I mean,
vat
if
of
she's
sulfur.
near, well, yeah, exactly. Then she's gonna smell. I can't
Yeah.
say she never smells like sulfur because I don't know. Never smelled the lady.
Yeah. It's just it's a complex thing that I think we have turned into football. Like, I mean, we have turned it into a sporting event where we all root for our team, and then we get really upset when they lose, and then we're mad and we beat our wives.
Don't beat your wives
Can I respond to Teddy real
with
quick here?
a football game.
I know, but that's
stupid.
But you know what I mean? Like,
No,
you
I mean,
hear
it's-
those
it
stories
happens.
all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Like all the time.
yeah, and it's
This
disturbing.
state is just as bad as every place else.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's the thing is like when
Yeah.
we treat politics like it's a sporting event, and it's like it's my team versus your team.
Right.
It's not like, hey, let's all try to get like something done and like work together. Then yeah, it's gonna suck, and people are always gonna just be awful. Like that's just how it is.
sad part is there's a lot of people that are fans of sports teams that are like rivals and whatnot that can get along better than people that live in right across the street from you in the same
Yeah.
area of the country that may have a different political opinion.
There's a reason for that, Kyle. Sports don't matter.
I mean,
They don't. I mean, in your life, they really
true,
don't matter.
but
They're
I mean,
entertainment.
there's a lot
There's a
about
difference between
politics that
entertainment
doesn't
and,
matter.
But
things that impact
there's
your
probably like
pocketbook.
everything we hold near to us probably doesn't matter.
That's
at all.
probably
Like,
true.
majority
Yeah.
of the things we care about.
Real quick, Teddy said, but isn't it dumb to defend any politician if you know they're lying to you? It's not. That's the problem. It's not about defending a politician. It's about defending truth over a lie, period.
Yeah. And I think that should always be our primary goal in things. Like, imagine if everybody could just not, like, I mean, we're emotional people. I get it. But if you could just, like, when it came to something, like, just...
That was an emotional
Yeah, I know. That was the point, Jeremy.
Yeah,
But
Thanks
I was
for-
calling
thanks-
it out. I
Thanks
was-
for explaining my joke,
That was
Jeremy.
Jeremy's explaining it.
But I think that I think if we could all like just try to go, okay, we want to be truth seekers, right? We want to like seek justice. We want to seek things that are like that are important and don't fall on party lines. Like if we could just be like, oh, okay, you know what? So and so is a Trump supporter, and this guy over here is an Obama supporter, and then it's just like Obama's a demon, and then like like. Oh, Trump's the orange marshmallow man who likes to drink baby blood. And it's like, okay, well,
It's a
here we
never-ending
go.
cycle.
Here we go. Like,
That-
you're
it's-
both wrong.
Exactly.
But for me to tell them they're both wrong, I'm either or
Trust
supporting
me,
one or the
trust
other,
me,
right?
you are supporting the opposite
No matter
to the
what.
person you're arguing with,
Yeah.
period.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, Trump doesn't drink baby blood, okay? You're a stupid Trump supporter.
exactly.
Or like Obama's not a demon, okay, guys? He doesn't
Right.
smell like sulfur.
How many times
you
did we
love
get that?
you Obama
Oh, you
lover?
Obama-
What's wrong with you, you Obama loving?
I don't know how many times on Facebook I've just been told, "Well, you should. Why are you a Democrat?" And I'm like,
Jeremy, a Democrat. Now that's the
That's a
funniest
joke.
thing we've heard all night.
That's a joke.
trust me, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
People call me Democrat.
But it's just a sad reality of it is that's where we're at now. And as a
Right.
society, it's like everybody wants to be on the winning team. So if you're only going to pay attention to like kind of the social media voices that are loudest, then you got to side with everything that they say, or they're going to shun you.
Yep.
And then, but if you're like a little more conservative, well, then you're just an idiot. You're dumb, uneducated scum. Like, I mean, so it's just like there's just no winning. Like, there's no winning this
Yeah.
right now. Like, and I don't know what. I mean, I think Vitamin Water maybe is like taking it. They're trying their best to fix us because they have this new contest out where they'll give you $100,000 if you can go without a smartphone for a year. I was thinking Nathan should sign up for this.
I didn't know this was an option.
Yep.
Nathan, you could make $100,000.
So Vitamin Water, they're running a competition. I don't know exactly how you enter
So
it.
what about an iPad?
Yeah, I thought about that too. I don't know. I'm sure there's some sort of like laws or like stipulations.
It probably
or some, like,
includes
rules.
those things. Yeah.
But no, it's just I saw that and I'm like, man.
Nathan's
I don't
looking
know.
it up right now.
You're
Yeah.
darn tootin'.
Nathan, in 1 year's time, I will be happy to celebrate your winnings with you, even if all I get to do is attend the party that you have. Well, actually, you won't have a party.
So
So
But
you know,
Okay.
the thing is, it's like a contest. It's not just if you can go. they're doing a drawing
Oh, okay.
of somebody.
So there's going to be a
winning.
lot of people who go for the
there
whole
may be,
year, and then
yeah.
they just pick one of them out of a random thing. Okay.
Yeah, but you could lie. They're not going to watch you every day. That's how people think.
Yeah.
It's reality.
So in order to enter, you have to post a photo or a photo to your Twitter or Instagram account, tag Vitamin Water, and tell them why you need a year-long break from your smartphone. You also need to tell them what you would do to survive or pass the time over that period. The company notes that you should add the hashtags no phone for a year and contest to your social media post. You may not use any smartphone for 365 days. If texting is a pleasant experience or you can get on the internet, it's probably a smartphone. This means you may not
this
physically
is not a
operate,
smartphone, it's a laptop.
caress, hug, or otherwise be physically affectionate with anyone's smartphone. If you're lying in bed and miss your phone, do not attempt to sneak a midnight scroll. Just close your eyes and dream about Vitamin Water. So you've got until January 8th, Nathan, if you want to get in on that.
So you could have a dumb phone then, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's what,
Yeah.
because I think that's what they're saying. They're saying if texting is pleasant
Yeah, not
and
a-
you can get on the internet, it's probably a smartphone. So you got to go get one of those flip phones.
It does say they will give you a 1996 era cell phone,
They'll give you one.
according to
you're-
CNBC.
That
if
is
you're
kind of
entering-
cool.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Like that's the at the start of the contest.
That's impressive.
Here's what you get to use.
Yeah. It's a lot. I don't know. We really got into that quick. I don't know where that came from, but that was kind of a.
Our hearts, Eric.
I
Our
mean,
hearts.
it was just really, if we could just just put out a tiny fire in some little corner of the internet, I feel like maybe
Yeah.
we helped a little bit. Like but just think about it, like how, not to like belabor this point, but just think about how different things would be if people could just kind of just
Chill.
and take a time to listen to someone else's point of view, and then have just like a civil discussion. I mean,
You know what might help people chill? Legalizing marijuana.
Well, Missouri now, just saying, just this last month, legalized recreational. So,
recreational, not just medicinal.
yeah, recreational, you can have up to 12 plants in your house. However, they don't have dispensaries yet. It's going to take about another year.
Yeah, it
for
takes
that
a
to
year
get-
after
But
after that's
but right
voted in.
now, you can have 2 grams on you at any given time, and you can have up to 12 plants in your own house.
Why do you know the
the
details?
specifics
so
that
specifically?
you have. He's moving to Missouri, isn't he?
You know what? You know what? I had to drive into the office last week, and it was on NPR.
Oh, okay.
That's where I
And
get
you
all the
retained
weird-
all that
You
information.
retained
Isn't that weird?
all of it.
It's because it's so close to Iowa.
We just need to start sending him like text messages that are just like the voice and be
Yeah.
like, "This is NPR,"
Yeah.
and then he'll
He'll just
remember
remember
things.
it.
Yeah,
This is
It's true.
NPR.
If you start with NPR, I'll
This is NPR. Remember, Jeremy, that next week we won't be having a TUBCAST. And then you'll be like,
No, we are though.
oh yeah, we are.
Don't
Crazy
do that.
legs.
Don't do that.
crazy legs. Oh, here comes old Mary Jane, Colorado Rocky Mountain High Kyle, smoking that devil's lettuce. I didn't live there when it was a
Yes,
legal
but you've
drug.
visited numerous times since then.
I
Just saying.
I lived there for 18
yeah,
years.
Yeah, and you keep
Jeremy.
going back, and you
I got
keep-
friends and family out
That's
there.
what it is.
And edibles.
Okay,
I have-
Kyle, marijuana is not your friend.
I will tell you, it's not because I have been opposed to it, but I have never had
yeah,
anything.
go ahead. Keep saying it.
Do we have to watch that Say No to Drugs after school special from the 90s?
Just,
that was
just show him reefer
I'm
madness.
sure. I'm
yeah.
sure.
Uh,
Good grief.
I wonder, like, though.
That is the thing that I hate the most about it being legalized in Colorado is that anytime I go to visit any friends or anything like that, or to go out to a baseball game, people are like, "Oh, you go to Colorado? I know what you're doing." I'm like, going to the place that I grew up that had nothing to do with weed. It was just where I lived.
The company I work for, they have an office in Denver, and it's actually against company policy. So they do random drug tests, and if it's found in your system, they'll fire you.
Oh, man.
Huh.
So yeah, even
It's
though
a-
it's legal.
I mean, it's
Makes
it's
sense.
legal at state level,
No, it doesn't make sense. Kyle.
but
It's federally illegal. I mean, if it's something that you're working for a national chain like or a
Yes.
national like
Jeremy works for
company,
Domino's Pizza.
it makes sense that a lot of
I don't think they're
companies
one of
would
our
have that
customers.
kind of a policy.
Yeah, I'm so curious. Like as marijuana becomes more legal in more states, like how people who have been very outspoken against it, like how they will skirt that. Like, is it something? I think a lot about like religious organizations, whether it's the church in general, like capital C church, like you've seen the church in the past like couple decades become much more lenient towards alcohol and things like that.
Tobacco.
Where, and so it's like if marijuana is a legal substance, like what will their stance change on that, or will it kind of I'm sure it'll take time.
I
like
think
everything
there's plenty
in
of
culture
churches
takes
that are
time.
okay with it if it's legal.
I don't know. I guess I'm curious. I
think there's plenty who aren't. As
Yeah,
well.
I mean, it's just an interesting thing because
You mean to tell me that Christianity doesn't have one answer to everything?
I thought that's
Jesus.
Yeah, the answer to everything is Jesus.
Yeah.
with the candy cane at the
With a
beginning.
candy cane. That's how we got here.
Yeah.
It was that candy cane.
Full circle. That's it,
But the
folks.
full circle is through the wrist, so.
yeah. let's
Mutiny
be-
Teddy
Whoa.
says random drug
Correct.
tests are
Not
kind
the
of
palm.
dumb, right? We all know how to spot a Kyle. I mean stoner. Thanks,
Ouch.
Teddy.
Yeah.
I'm a stoner
I'm
because I
glad-
grew up in Colorado and moved away before it was legal.
Thank you for admitting it.
I'm thankful that you're the one that's getting called out. All my high school career, I was always like singled out as a pothead, and I've never smoked weed ever in my life.
I
And
didn't drink alcohol until I was 24 years old.
And I always got like called out as, oh, you do drugs, right? And I'm like, no. And they're like, well, the thing after I told them I didn't do drugs, the most cliche answer the response I always got was, oh, did you eat paint chips then? As a child?
Yeah.
Did you eat
Really?
paint chips? I
Eric,
heard that.
I am so sorry.
Are they just insulting your
That is
intelligence?
so mean.
I heard that I got asked if I ate
That is
paint
terrible.
chips so many times as a child. I don't know why. What is that a common thing that people ask, or is it just me? I feel like
Eric,
different
I don't think you
people-
want the answer.
Oh, it's
I've
just me.
maybe heard that once or twice, but not often.
So I would try to come back
Yeah.
with funny responses because
I
that's
mean,
the
I was
way-
told
Let's
I was
hear 'em.
dropped on my head.
Well,
There's a
yeah,
di-
Well, weren't you?
No, the
Maybe.
worst
Okay.
response I had, like I'm thinking I was probably in like the 5th grade, and my response was like, "So are those like Pringles or Doritos?" And like
That was in 5th. You had
Yeah,
people that were
probably,
accusing you of doing drugs in 5th grade.
And eating paint
or
chips,
maybe it was like
obviously.
6th grade. It was
Okay.
probably 6th grade, but yes, yeah. Paint chips.
I buy that.
Yeah.
Kids talk about things that they're too young to understand all the time and act like they do.
I suppose, yeah,
understand.
that makes sense. You're right.
If there was anything I could have got singled out for as a child, trust me, I did. Like I just like my whole like childhood career was just like being picked on. Like it was the greatest.
Hey, look at little Eric. He hasn't had sex. What's sex?
Yo, you know what it is.
I think it's like a you know.
Did you have people knock books out of your hand walking down the hallway in high school?
No, we didn't go to high school in the 50s.
We had books.
I'm
Kyle.
sorry.
Really, Kyle?
Did you have people that like called you greaser because your hair was greasy?
I did, actually. And Pizza Face, that happened to me too.
Oh, that's mean.
They called you pizza face because your hair was greasy?
No, that was just another name
face
they
was
called
greasy.
me.
Oh.
You should have taken a
You know what
slice
was a
of
popular
pizza.
one? Someone would like get down on their hands and knees
And
behind
propose
you.
to you?
No, behind you.
Oh, okay.
And then someone would come up in front of you and push you over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Tabletopping.
hated that.
Tabletop.
That there's a
Thank
name
you,
for
Kuipers.
it. Wow.
Kuipers has had it happen so much.
Kuipers
so
is
many
like, I
times.
know how to do it.
No, he was just
I'm
like
the perpetrator.
Kuiper's like, I need to know how to write this in my diary. What happened to me today in
That
a
makes
short form.
complete sense.
So I don't have to
on
keep-
He's on the ground having been pushed over. Ow, that hurt. What did you just do to me? What do you call that? I need it.
No, I just
need to know what it is.
I just imagine he came up with it on his own because he got tired of writing
Yeah.
out every time.
Yeah.
Today, another person got down on their hands and knees while behind me, while another child in front of me
Pushed
pushed
me over them.
Now, Kuipers, we're really pigeonholing you and saying that it happened to you, but you're saying that you did it to others.
I plead the fifth.
Okay,
It
Yeah.
happened to me multiple times.
that never happened to me.
Never happened to me.
No, I was just telling my wife this story the other day about how, like, I think it was the 4th grade. McDonald's had these. I don't, if anybody's old enough to remember, McDonald's had these Happy Meal toys that were. There were 4 of them. It was Petunia Pig, Daffy Duck, Bugs Bunny. Oh shoot, and I think the other pig. I don't remember what it was. Porky. Yeah. So there was the 4 of them, and they were all like they came with their Snap-on superhero costume. So you could have like Bugs Bunny was Superman, Daffy Duck, was Batman.
Yes, I remember that one.
Petunia was Wonder Woman. Anyways,
Wow, I just had flashbacks of those.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
You remember them?
Yes.
Dude, they were seriously.
Yeah.
They were seriously. Did I? Oh no, Tasmanian Devil's Flash. That's what it was.
Yeah, I remember those.
That makes sense.
I don't know if I ever had any, but I know I had friends that
So
had them.
I had all.
I still preferred the California raisins.
I had. Well, yeah, those were Hardee's though. This is McDonald's.
True, you're right.
Let the man speak.
I had all 4 of them, and they were probably one of my most cherished toys. They're McDonald's toys, but whatever. I loved anything where I could have the superhero and I could change them in and out of their
Secret identity.
Yeah, their identity thing. I loved that as a kid. So I remember being on the playground at school in like the 4th grade, and I had the pig one, the Wonder Woman. Was that Petunia? And I was sitting
know
on.
what her
I was
name
like
was.
swinging. And this kid named Billy comes up to me. He was a bully, right? And
Billy sounds like a bully's name.
yeah, and he comes up to me and he's
My
like,
bully was Shane. That was his name.
"That's good."
Sound like a
Petunia.
bully
Cool.
name?
And so he's like, "Hey, everybody, look! Eric has a doll, a girl toy, a little girl." Like he started making fun of me doing that thing, and he took
Yeah.
it out of my hand, and he just like pitched it across the playground onto like the pavement area, and it hit the ground, and her like Wonder Woman costume that was made out of plastic just shattered into like multiple pieces.
Oh no.
And I was so heartbroken. Like I was like it was my favorite thing in the world, and I was just like, and I didn't even know how to respond to it. I just ran to it and picked it up, and I probably cried. I don't remember, but it was just like, and that was it. Like I didn't, they were like,
See, I would
that
have
was
like
the
broken
whole,
off a metal pipe from the swing and then like started beating the kid with it.
Oh.
Is that bad?
I mean, no, but obviously,
I'm impressed at your strength as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I threw a kid through one of those plate windows in the schools, where they have the metal mesh in
Oh
them.
man, I was way too much of a pacifist.
Guess
I
what?
never.
You can't
Yep.
go all the
fought
way
back.
through, but you can get their head stuck. Just saying.
Not that we advocate that.
Mm.
No. I don't think they. Yeah.
Crazy Legs says he got beat up one time for wearing these Fresh Prince of Bel-Air sunglasses that he got out of a
Nice.
cereal box. It's weird because like there's that thing of like kids who just want to if you're different at all or you have something different or whatever it is, like that's their way of dealing with it, which is a strange thing,
Yep.
I guess. But
It's a weird neediness to be superior.
but if you
to
have the
somebody.
collection of those toys, if you could send them to P.O. Box.
I still
Men in a
have.
tub.
I also
Eric
find them.
went,
I
care
still
of
have
Men
a
in
copy
Tub.
of.
You have a copy of
no,
them.
not those. I still have of the ones I mentioned.
Like
of
you
the
photocopied
raisins.
them?
No, I actually. So for the Hardee's ones for the California raisins, I don't know why I thought through enough to do this, but I kept one full complete set of the 4 original raisins because they had a whole bunch more after
Yeah.
that. But of the original set, I kept them in the package. They had like trading
Yeah.
cards with them too.
Yeah, they're
In the
little
plastic packages,
Yeah.
I still have them in the package.
You should sell them on eBay.
I should totally do that.
I had a brother-in-law at the time when those were out, worked at Hardee's, and he brought home when the promotion was over the little like beach sand.
Oh,
thing
that would be awesome.
The plastic case with the sand in it, and oh yeah, it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Well, there you go.
Childhood.
A trip down memory lane. Yeah.
Yes, Teddy. For Southerners, Carl's Jr. Same company.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hard-
Carl's Jr. Hardee's.
Now they weren't always the same though. Like at one point, Carl's bought out Hardee's, and then
Which would be weird if they were always the same company.
Yeah, because when I was a kid, like Hardee's was different. Like now it's much more Carl Jr.ized, like
Yeah.
their meal menu items.
True.
But like original Hardee's, if I could get a time machine, they'd be like kill Hitler, then like go stop at Hardee's.
Little does he realize, by killing Hitler, he will have erased Hardee's.
That would be so terrible. Like some poor like Jewish family
That's
that
not funny.
fled Germany during the Holocaust came over here to like start a new life, and then somehow that started Hardee's, and then because that they lived a happy life.
Yeah,
in
it's
Germany.
the butterfly effect. That's chaos theory. Nobody could have predicted that.
Yeah, that's butterfly effect. That's sad because that's where like a dog gets put in a burlap bag and beat.
And everything else that's
Are you
beautiful in the
specifically
universe
referring?
happens.
Are you specifically referring to the Ashton Kutcher movie, The Butterfly Effect?
Yes,
so.
I am.
I don't remember that scene, but I don't remember most of that movie.
You're probably fairly safe, because, wait, I want to validate that this is correct.
Oh, no.
What
What
am
is
I
he
saying?
looking at? I
I
don't
was
know
trying
what
to
he's.
find out if that may have been the
Are
case.
you trying to trace Hardy's origins back
Yeah,
to
of course.
like a Jewish family?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's
Nope.
okay.
Nope. I think you're safe.
All right, kill Hitler, grab a Hardy.
Oh, boy.
Karl Karcher, committed Catholic.
Hardee's is they had this thing where it was like they had the roast beef like Arby's did
They
back in the
did.
day.
They
And-
still have the hot ham and cheese, and I love that.
and
sandwich
they
so
had
much.
oh man, they had this really good chicken sandwich back in the day. Oh man,
When did they
Getting
change?
hungry.
They used to have a lot more like.
You know what? They're
Frisco
like the only
style.
place you can get biscuits and gravy in the morning for breakfast.
Really?
Oh, it's
You've never gone to like a Cracker Barrel?
No, I mean
Like a
fast
diner?
food. Like they
Oh,
have,
fast
like you
food.
get it in this little paper,
the little
like
styrofoam
square box
box.
thing or whatever.
Or is it paper now?
Styrofoam and some, plastic and some. Depends on when you use it,
It's probably plastic now.
probably.
Yeah. All right. Anyways,
Now I want to go get some because it was really good.
Jeremy wants some
You have to
biscuits
add extra
and gravy.
pepper though, and then I'd always get a side of eggs and put it on top
All
because
right.
that's the right way to
Okay.
eat it.
All right.
I'm
Okay.
hungry.
All right. That's enough Hardee's.
Jeez.
So I have a question for
Sure.
you guys.
Go for it.
Answer.
Given that it is December time,
Uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
do you guys have a favorite film adaptation of A Christmas Carol? And just for visual reference, I brought some.
Oh my gosh. You've got how many different versions do you four there?
That's
This
five.
is Christmas Carol's the Scrooge one, right?
They're all
Yes.
Scrooge.
Bah
Yes.
humbug.
I don't know if I've seen the Patrick Stewart one.
I was just for not for me.
No, I
my
have
sake.
seen it.
It was for everyone else's sake.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I know without
You
even
have some
looking
good
at
ones
those,
here.
I
Yeah.
know which one is mine.
Which
but-
one is yours?
Which I had a Twitter poll about this the other day. I need to see how that's going.
Oh, I didn't
I
see
don't think I
that.
saw it.
And not specifically
you
about
don't have
this.
any of the ones I remember.
Oh, it was a different one.
Like I
It was
know
referencing
these,
the
but-
movie. Okay, so mine's the Muppet one.
yeah,
obviously.
same.
I love the Muppets. And so I've ran into two people lately telling me that the Muppets are creepy, and I was just like,
Oh yeah.
why?
Because
what is
people have
wrong
their
with?
hands
Why
up
do you
their-
think Muppets are creepy?
backside.
Muppets are awesome.
Yeah, Muppets are great.
Can I see them, Jeremy? You've been like,
Yeah, I'm
fondling
sorry.
them
I
for
was
a
trying
long
to.
time.
Yeah,
I feel like
this side of the table didn't get a look at them.
Okay, we
none
got-
of those are the classic.
Let me go ahead and
though,
read
right?
them since no one can see them. Muppet Christmas Carol, A Christmas Carol by George C. Scott.
Is that the classic one?
That's from
Featuring
'84.
Is that
George
the
C. Scott.
director or is that
That's
the
the
actor?
one that I would have
That's
seen.
the
as a
actor.
That's the actor.
A Christmas Carol featuring
Alistair Sim.
George Washington. Then we got
That one's from like 1951.
okay.
Okay.
Then we got the Disney cartoon classic holiday stories of the Christmas Carol. We got like
That's
all
with
the-
Scrooge McDuck as Scrooge.
all the ones, and then Patrick Stewart. Captain
Picard in
himself.
A Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol based on the novel by Charles Dickens. Yeah, I honestly have only seen the Muppet one.
I've seen the George C. Scott
The
one.
original one was 1938.
Yeah.
That's the one I remember.
Kuipers, you got
I think that was the only one my parents let me
here?
see.
I
As a kid.
don't think I've actually even seen any of them.
Okay.
You've never seen A Christmas Carol?
Well, I'm familiar with the story. I'm just not sure if I've seen any of the types of them.
I feel like there's another one. What
There's
are the
another
other?
big
What are the
one,
other
isn't
one
there?
out there?
The
That's
1938 one, I think
Not
I
that
had to
one.
watch like every year.
I think that was
Yeah.
the first.
And then
talkie
we'd also
adaptation.
watch It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
that
that's
was
a
required
great
as
one
well.
too.
I can't. I know there was another one
Oh,
that
and
was
Miracle
like
on
another
34th
adaptation.
Let me see if I can.
of it,
Let me
but
see if I can find.
I feel like we did like all three of those every year on Christmas Day.
There was a Jim Carrey one.
Yep. It's okay.
Okay.
You just got
Get
an
out of here.
that
Ad
just, like,
for.
took over everything you were trying to
I
do.
also have the Mr.
Oh,
Magoo's
that
Christmas Carol.
clicked on that one because I remember that one. That was a fun one.
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh, that's right. The Jim Carrey one came out in 2009 and it looked like it was animated, wasn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
I
And
didn't see that
Jim
one.
Carrey
I
played
didn't
not
see that
only
one.
Scrooge but also the three ghosts.
I mean,
Ah.
so what is it that draws you to the Christmas Carol? Is that like one of your favorite stories from the Christmas season, or is it?
Are you addressing me?
Yes, Nathan, because you brought
You
those
brought
stories.
the question.
Okay. It's a classic story that gets told a lot, and I feel like sometimes people miss the point of it.
Oh, really?
What is the point of it?
Yeah, enlighten us.
Well,
I mean, you can't. Do you include real quick though? Do you include Scrooged? Like,
Oh yeah.
I enjoyed Scrooged. It just didn't.
but that's the one I was thinking of.
It just wasn't for me. I think is the thing.
because of Bill Murray.
well,
I like Bill Murray.
Oh, okay.
Well, that has nothing to do with
I
it.
think it does definitely take its own twist on
Okay,
the
yeah.
classic.
Finish your point. Sorry. Finish your point.
I see a lot of people misconstrue it as just not being in the mood for Christmas, and that's bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never.
It's
thought
because
of
they
it that
care
way.
more about capitalism than individuals and families
Yeah.
and the poor.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with Christmas, really. If you think about it,
Nathan,
it's commentary on capitalism.
Art.
Am I wrong?
let him
Go
finish.
ahead. Go ahead, Nathan.
Just talk over him, Nathan. Feel free.
Yeah. Just ignore him.
Just talk right over him.
And then I also see people take it the other direction, or maybe not necessarily the other direction, but a different direction where Scrooge is just painted as this out and out evil person. Which I mean, you can make an argument that he is from the text, but
Sure.
I mean, he's a hero at the end.
I'm
Spoiler alert.
I'm talking about not just an apathetic person, but one who actively takes pleasure in hurting other people.
Yeah.
I've seen adaptations that do that. Like he'll walk around and kick choir boys' sheet music out of their hands and laugh, and I'm like, this doesn't get the point of the story.
So what's the point of the story then? Like, just what are we missing?
Well, I'm not necessarily saying you guys are missing it.
Okay,
but,
I know, but I'm just
Right.
saying, like in general, like
Right.
what are people missing? Sorry.
The point is that Scrooge he thinks that just base survival is enough, and he doesn't think about his fellow man at all, except as a means to an end.
Yeah.
Right.
You mean capitalism?
Yeah, kind of. Jeremy's off with a face.
Oh no, we set off the Jeremy alarms.
I feel like I said that.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were talking about Scrooge himself or the people who were misconstruing the story.
Oh no, I was not talking about those who misconstrued it. I was talking
Okay.
about how I see the story.
And
Okay.
speaking of capitalism, I read an article
Then
on
yes.
Medium this last week that kind of like made me have to think about capitalism versus socialism in a way that I've never thought about. And I thought that was kind of I'm not saying like it changed my opinion in any way, but it definitely shook it
Meaning
up a
you're
little bit.
More socialist now.
Well, I'm not saying. I just said I don't think it changed my opinion. I'm just saying it made me think about it in a way that like I had always just thought about it in the way I was supposed to as an American, right? Like I was always just thought of it in the way that like it's bad, it's just sharing money, and it's bad, you know. And
Right.
like this article, I wish I'm gonna misquote
No,
it.
the
so I
concept of socialism is great.
I know. You hear that all the time. Whatever. I'm just saying that, like, yeah, in a perfect world it would work. It's great. We've talked about this a million times, but I'm just saying, like, the way that, like, when it's not used as like a political argument, and it's more used like, because like a lot of times when people are railing against socialism, they're talking about like where it has not worked in like a third world country or something like that, but they never talk about the countries where it does work and the people are rich compared to America, where we're not rich. There's just rich people and then a lot of poor people, and like so like where countries where socialism has worked, like everybody is like
Canada and large swatches of Europe.
it's like they're all rich by comparison to each other. Like where in America we're like, either rich or poor kind of a thing, you know? So it's like it's an interesting take on it. I'm not saying, oh, this is the answer or anything like that, but it was just like the way that they presented the argument was a much more like logical, like, here, let's look at these examples and why they are the way they are. But anyways, I didn't.
But without capitalism in those countries, socialism wouldn't work.
Yeah. What do you mean by that? Like, oh, because they still like
Because
sell
they have no way to make money if there isn't capitalism. And people still are incentivized to work because they still earn a living.
what?
There's just social programs within a capitalist society. Like
You know what?
Canada is not a socialist country; it's a capitalist
No.
country with socialist programs,
No,
just
it's-
like the United States, actually. Just to a greater extent in Canada is all I'm saying.
Sure.
They're still capitalist.
You know what,
society.
Jeremy? You know, I didn't mean to take us down this road. Let me send
it's
you the
okay.
article, and I'd
I
like
will-
you to.
I will
I'd like
happily
you to-
read it.
I would like you to read it, and then
Yeah.
maybe
I'm just
some
saying
other time down
Canada
the road.
was brought up, and Canada is a capitalist country with socialist
I would agree
programs.
with that. I would agree with that, but I just you read it, and we'll discuss it at a later date because
I'd love to.
yeah, I think
I wasn't trying to cause an
No.
argument.
I just it's a very sensitive subject. I don't want to get people worked.
We just
up about
often
it.
assume you're trying to start a rile.
Yeah, I mean,
I was just trying to correct the wrong in the
I mean,
comment.
Jeremy-
I didn't say it was
I know,
Canada.
I know you didn't.
Jeremy,
I just said it
we
was
know
brought
that
up.
you don't have conversations. You only have arguments with people. So
You have been quoted as saying that, like that's a thing.
you have literally said that.
I don't have discussions. I have arguments. I think that's what you said, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe. Am I wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me. Blink twice if I'm wrong.
He's admitting defeat in this argument. I mean, conversation.
We're just trying to stay out of it.
No, I'm sorry. I really
late.
shouldn't have brought that up. That was like a way too much of a.
What's wrong with that?
I was side tracking us. Oh,
From what?
From our other very important conversations that we were having, the internet
About the
was
Christmas Carol.
No,
That's
the
what started it, Nathan. It's still your fault.
Okay.
No, that had
The
nothing to
candy
do with
cane,
the
I
Christmas
don't know.
Carol.
It did because we talked
You're
about
just trying to
capitalism,
tie
and then
things together
No,
because
it
you
was
like
the.
us.
Hey, he's right.
I'm right again, Kyle.
We were talking about capitalism because of Scrooge, and then like we got
Okay,
down
you're
to
right.
this. So yeah, he was right. Give him a break this time, Kyle.
You're right.
It's okay. We had some stories. It's getting late in the show. I guess we could just like give it the old heave ho.
Highlights. Yeah.
Read
I
the
mean,
head-
that's what these stories are.
These stories are their headlines, right? Like they give it away.
For the most part.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the first one to last because I feel like that one might need a little more explanation. But hey, a Texas man steals $1.2 million in fajitas.
How I don't even how do you
Yeah,
do that?
you said the headline said it all. Moving on.
I mean, it does.
I can quickly explain it. He worked in the food service.
Ooh, why do those
industry.
fajitas have two wieners?
Yeah,
on
why
it?
does
that is weird,
that's
isn't
not
it?
a fajita.
That's like
No.
a bratwurst.
He worked in the food service part of a detention center for teenagers, and he was the one who ordered all the food. Well, he also decided to sell fajitas on the side, and start his own business. And for 9 years, he purchased all of the fajita product
ingredients.
ingredients
He embezzled them.
through the prison system, and it equaled $1.2 million.
Wait, wasn't he
Jeez.
buying them for the prison system?
Yes, but then,
And then he was
took them
selling
in
them on the
his
side.
vehicle and
Oh, okay.
the
So-
way the prison found out is they got a confirmation call that their pallet of fajita ingredients was delivered to the prison, and the kitchen said, "We've never ever served fajitas. I think that's a mistake." And they're like, "No, you've been ordering pallets of fajitas for 9 years."
Oh my gosh.
And then they found out.
Wow, that sucks for that guy. The other story is KFC creates fried chicken scented firewood.
I mean, of course they do.
Here KFC is at it again with another
Go to their website. You can buy it there.
another marketing.
I feel like we need one of these.
Would you have a
Just to smell
fireplace?
Who has a fireplace?
Outside.
I don't think
It's
any
not
of us
gonna
have a
work.
fireplace.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
true.
think it's gonna. I don't think it's
That's a
gonna
fire
have
pit.
the same kind of charm in a fire pit.
True. It's got 11 herbs and spices fire log though. So
Yeah, That's like kind of their thing. That's how they make it smell like fried chicken.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have those herbs and spices.
This is totally out of context, and I'm just in the mood to say whatever comes to my mind.
Do it.
But it's not even really that funny, but it made me laugh. When I was watching that Norm Macdonald Netflix show, like the first episodes with David Spade, and like one of the first questions that David Spade asked Norm Macdonald is like, "So, are you wearing the Girdle Sandals outfit under those clothes?" And like, it made me laugh so much. I don't know why. Anyways, I love that they always have another gimmick up their sleeve. You know, the Colonel, he's wily like that. You know, he's just
like
out
a
there,
coyote.
out there making seasoned logs. I mean, usually that's what you get after you eat KFC.
Chicken scented logs.
Yes,
They don't smell like those 11 herbs and spices anymore when that log comes out.
they got a few more herbs and
You
spices.
did not eat enough chicken.
That is a fire log that you don't want to be burning.
Don't
Jeremy, I'm
even-
concerned about
don't
how much
even.
chicken you're eating.
When you get a 20-piece bucket for $10, you got to eat them.
You eat the whole 20 pieces?
No, of course I don't. I'm just saying.
Oh,
That's why you get the 10-piece bucket.
you get the extra crispy.
That's right.
Extra
Like
crispy.
if you're eating so much chicken that you can't even digest all of the herbs and spices, that's a problem.
You just secrete them out your pores, and people think it's a bad like perfume or.
I mean, technically,
cologne.
Like, why are you
Pooping
wearing?
is part of digestion.
Why are you wearing chicken-smelling cologne? You smell like fried chicken. What is that? Oh, I just ate some.
You know, I almost put another
Seeps
headline
out
in
my
here that
pores.
was poop related about the poop trains that came from New York City.
Well, now
that
we
got
need to
left,
know.
That got left in Georgia, or I think it was Georgia or something like that. In these
Are
like,
you sure a poop train isn't a prison thing?
no, it's a real thing. The New York City Waste Management is shipping all of their solid waste down to somewhere in Georgia to be disposed of, and a bunch of cities along the train route, got upset about it and like put up a blockade, and ended up like having all these trains stuck in one small town, and
Stuck in some.
yeah. So
some
now
muck.
so now they're in hot water. Ha ha ha. I know it's not funny.
Why would that be funny?
I don't know, because logs
Because they steam and then
put
the
'em in the
water.
water
But the
and then
water's
they-
cold.
I
Yeah,
know,
this is
but-
a really bad joke,
All right,
Jeremy.
NASA.
Wait, I just want to make sure we're clarifying something though. There actually is people that are conductors of the poop train. It's not just a Borderlands.
I guess so.
Correct.
Apparently.
Okay.
All right, you heard
Poop
it.
trains
The
are
more
real
you know.
thing. Comes from New York City.
Jeremy's on the poop
But isn't
train.
it weird that
That's the
New
guy who
York
gets
City
his
is
poop
shipping,
from New York City.
shipping their
New
poop down
York
to
City.
Georgia? Wow.
We just broke into a pace routine.
I liked that, actually.
I thought it was pretty crappy.
Thank you for picking up on that, Eric.
That was Alabama. I don't want to mistake Georgia for
Alabama. Anyways, I only drink my salsa from New Mexico.
What a terrible idea! Just training down your poop to another city.
Well, you
Another
gotta get rid
state.
of it
It's
somehow.
because they're poorer and they are
They need all
accepting
that. They need all the poop that they can get because they're poorer.
No, they're willing to accept it because it's a way to make money.
Yeah, poop train. No, the only thing we had
New
other
Yorkers
in here
suck.
was that this headline says, "Mysterious floating package sparks bomb scare. Turns out to be NASA experiment."
Yeah, there was a scare. This looks like this was back in August of 2018. So current events here. Mysterious package that was attached to a bright red parachute set off a bomb scare, but the white styrofoam box turned out to just be this NASA experiment. A group of solar panel employees spotted the box when it floated to the ground at a solar panel field. When they approached the package, they discovered a handwritten message attached to the outside of it that said, "NASA atmospheric research instrument, not a bomb. If found, please call number. If this lands near the president, we at NASA wish him a great round of golf."
Okay, real quick. To be fair, if you see something or pick up a package that says "not a bomb," the likelihood that it is a bomb is very high.
Why?
So please,
Why? I'm
don't
just curious why you think
approach
that.
the bomb. Because if I was a crazy Unabomb and psychopath, I'd make a bomb that says it's not a bomb.
I know, but I'm just saying, is there any truth to anyone finding a package that says not a bomb?
You know,
and
I mean,
it was a
They're
bomb?
dead, Jeremy.
Yeah.
They didn't live
blow
to
up.
tell the tale.
Remember we were talking at the beginning of the show about people who say things that aren't necessarily true, but it helps validate their
I don't know what you're
opinion?
talking about, but don't touch things
Okay.
that say they're not a bomb.
So touch things that say they are a bomb.
I mean, here's an idea. NASA, use like some official letterhead or something, not just like a
Hey.
piece of paper with
that
a
he scribbled on it.
Inkjets don't work in space, okay?
It ended up being two people at the NASA Weather Service facility that thought it was funny to put that thing on there if it lands
Oh,
near
really?
the president part
I
because
mean, they're bored. They got a sense
it
of
was
humor.
near one of his golf courses and
Oh,
they
that's
thought it was
cute.
funny.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah,
That's
they got in trouble.
precious.
Yeah.
You see what happens?
Fired.
Here's what you do. You don't put not a bomb and then say if it lands near the president, we wish him well on his golf game. I feel like that there's a line there that
I
gets
mean, it's like
No. If it's a bomb, that makes the hole that he has to shoot the ball into bigger.
true.
Yeah.
So he's going
Thus
to
wishing
win.
him good luck.
it's
And
like
the closer it is to him, the easier as well, so he doesn't have to drive as far.
it's like movie theaters in the 90s. When you find a needle that says not an AIDS needle, you don't use it.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
the ones that say it
Was
is an
that a
AIDS needle.
trope in the 90s?
Yes. There are a lot of AIDS needles in theaters where you might
Yeah.
sit on them.
That
and
people
poke
put
them in
notes
your-
on them saying this is not an AIDS needle if it was an insulin needle.
Yeah, but it could be an AIDS needle.
But it could have been an insulin needle for someone who had both
AIDS?
diabetes and AIDS. Anyway,
Dia AIDS.
What a rough,
All right.
What a rough draw there.
Ugh.
What if you wait, never mind. I was gonna like really break this down.
You were gonna really.
I was gonna say if glucose is to diabetes as blank is to AIDS. All right. Nobody sent us any emails or voicemails, but if you'd like to send us an email, you can
Wonder
send.
why.
You can.
I went in so many directions with that one, and none of them good.
You can. You can.
Still there, huh?
I broke myself.
Eric broke himself.
Go ahead and put your answers in the chat.
Do you want me to just start playing the music?
It's this email. You know it. You listen. Whatever. All right. We'd like to thank all our Patreon peeps. These are all lovely individuals who tolerate us for some unknown reason, but we're very grateful to them. That's at patreon.com/MinuteTub. You too could be awesome like Jay Oliver and God of Atheists. And subscribe at the co-producer level or higher. That means that you donate $10 or more each and every month. Your lovingness to us is, hard to measure. And yet, somehow we measure it monetarily. Thank you very much for your
Capitalism.
patronage. Yes, obviously socialism doesn't work. Although Patreon is probably the most socialist construct out there, right? No, I'm just kidding. It's totally capitalism.
It's still capitalist.
Because I made a
Very
thing and they like
capitalist.
it, and then they buy
I mean,
it, paid it,
technically, Patreon's a business. It's trying to
and it's making all the
make
money.
by
That's
taking
true.
a portion of the money that you put towards. A
Yes,
cause
we
you
understand how it works,
So-
Jeremy.
Crazy-
We understand capitalism.
Crazy Legs says, I heard Randy Savage may be awakening for the Christmas season soon.
Well, you better get that in,
Uh-huh.
but before next week, because that may be the end of the Christmas season on the tub. We'll see.
Crazy Legs also would like to add, hot tip, AIDS needles were in Hardy's ball pits in the 90s.
Truth.
That-
So if we kill Hitler,
Then we get rid of the AIDS needles in the ball pits.
problem
I think
solved.
they got rid of the ball pits. Yeah, okay.
All right, everybody. It's been a fantastic evening, and thank you all for joining us. We'll be back next week. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Come back
We'll
next
be back
week
next week.
with The Loop at 9 p.m. Central on Wednesday.
Maybe Randy Savage will give us a call.
And the TUBCAST, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Thursday, as always. Stay frosty, America.
The snowman.
We'll be back again someday.
Uh-huh. Next time we won't melt because we're going to be made out of volcano ash during the volcano winter when the super volcano erupts.
That's because 80%
there's-
of the hard ice cap or aged ice cap in in the north has disintegrated.
You know, there's just something special about the first snow of a nuclear winter.
Thank
It's 40,000 years overdue, you guys.
Thank you for listening to NPR.
It's under Yellowstone. How do you think they get their water so bubbly?
Farts.
LaCroix comes from?
Super volcanoes.